Kia ora, very warm welcome to The Form. Great to have your company, your weekly preview of the weekend's racing. Here's what we're looking forward to this week. We're of course going to be previewing all of the action from Riccarton. It's Winter Cup Day. Not only that, but a strong card coming in from the winterless north at Ruakaka. Outside of that, well, all of the normal features, your best bets, your Blackbookers, trial files, all to look forward to today on The Form. With that in mind, let's get into it. With that in mind, there's plenty to look forward to, isn't there, across the next hour here on The Form. As you can see, I'm joined on the panel by Leith Innes, Aidan Rodley, Bevan Sweeney also with us. Leith, you've been away, you've returned, you're no doubt refreshed.
Run out of money to come back here and see A-Rod. But no, it's great to be back, and it's great to be coming into this new season. I know the jockeys are all excited to sort of get those early wins on the board as well. Yeah,
it adds an extra edge to you being here, because we know that Leith's tips are going to be bang on, having to make that money to pay for his extended holiday. Boy, it's a good week of racing coming up. I love this festival of racing, Grand National time. I know it's always cold, but we always see some really good racing. That Winter Cup's a really competitive race, and of course terrific jumps racing. The Ruakaka's not bad as well. Yeah, some nice races up there. Obviously the 3-year-old races a good stepping stone for 2 weeks' time. Yes.
Sure is. Bevan Sweeney also with us, and he's at Otaki today. Obviously listed race coming in from Otaki this afternoon. Bevan, great to have you on the show as well.
Morning, Em. Morning, boys. If anyone believes that Leith Innes has run out of money, they are simply dreaming. He won't be on the corner with his hand out, beating. You can not, I can't believe it's even a chance. Hey, Otaki cold, a little bit overcast. It's threatening a little bit, and there is a southerly about to come on through. So we'll see what the day unfolds here. But looking forward to the black type racing on the program, and looking forward, always love a good Grand National Carnival.
Yeah, you can't beat it, can you? Let's kick things off with Riccarton, and Aidan, you're going to talk us through the weather and track conditions. What can we expect come Saturday?
Yeah, it's actually not too bad. Obviously, we're here on a Thursday morning with a soft 7 track, so that's just come down a touch. There's a little bit of rain in today's forecast, not a lot, but 3 mil Friday, 3 mil Saturday in the forecast. So that probably suggests we're not going to improve off a soft 7, but we're not going to get into a really bottomless heavy 10 for this first day, which is all important because obviously we race here for Grand National Day in 7 days' time.
129th running of the Winter Cup this weekend, and of course that wonderful jumping undercard as well. Here's a look at the market for the Winning Edge Presentations 129th Winter Cup. Group 3 level, and as you can see, it's a wide open contest. Bradman, Undisputed, Platinum, Diamond sharing favouritism. They're all sitting at that 750 mark with much competition in behind. With that in mind, this speed map's going to be all important how this race is going to run. Aidan and Leith, talk me through it.
Yeah, obviously, if the track sort of keeps improving a little bit, looks like these are probably a number of 3 or 4 leaders. A-Rod, obviously Undisputed from the outside draw. He's been massive since he's first gone down south, previously trained by Robert Wellwood and Roger James. He probably looks a natural leader, I thought. Bradman with the top weight, they'll be positive with him. You got Flash Rocker, Lord Darcy will use the inside draws as well.
Yep, wider draws for Turn the Ace and Bella Loose, but they're probably likely to get forward. Riviera Rebel's another one who gets forward. So there looks like genuine speed, which really should set it up for a truly run race.
All right, well, let's get you to the replays and take a look at some of the key contenders in the Winter Cup. And we kick things off with Bradman, who seems to be in a really good groove of late. Bevan, as we bring you in the back-to-back wins, and he seems to be in his best form.
Well, he's given me a broken jaw a couple of times in recent times, Emily, because I just didn't think he could win with the weights he's been given, and he just gave him a cold this day. He was super impressed by this performance. Now, you go back through the history of this race, and I think there's one highway that's won it in forever, but if there is going to be one, it might just be him, because he's got a class edge, he's got a really good racing style. They haven't really got anywhere near him in his last couple of starts. 59's a big impost. But I almost went with him. Boys, what did you make of him? He's been dynamic the last 2.
Yeah, he has. Obviously, he's got the top weight of 59 kilos. Last year, he had 58, and he ran 30. Only got beaten in a length and a half. Obviously, his career best form, and by all accounts, it's going to be his last race as well, so it'd be a great way to go out.
Yeah, he's third in this race in the last couple of years, but his lead up has been absolutely fantastic. And like he's been given, 59 kilograms. It's not a big top weight in a Group 3 race. Very compressed handicap at the bottom, so he's not the worst place. Obviously, he can handle it, and he's going really well.
Let's take you to Susie Gordon's domination of the Opunake Cup. She had Turn the Ace and Prioress in this. They're very different racing styles, but I guess, Leith, they both present as really nice chances for the Winter Cup.
Yeah, what a result for her. Like, she's bought both these horses off Clevel House. I think Turn the Ace was about just under 10,000 and Prioress was only 7,250. So they're in career best form. They're well weighted. They love a sort of that softer, sort of heavy track as well. And look, I think it's a great result if she's got 2 horses in the race.
Absolutely. For mine, I go over in this again. You see those the speed ratings, and it has the stablemate Turn the Ace slightly above. But you look down the straight, and there's just nothing changing. Your Prioress has come from off the speed in a clear, on-pace favoured race, and I thought that the run had huge merit. Put the writing on the wall with a very good run at totaling the start before. I just thought it was beautifully placed in this, and I thought one of the key chances. It was a terrific lead-up, Bevan.
Oh, I think this is just a measure of Susie's training ability. She never has the blue bloods in her stable, but she gets her horses around her. And gee, she's improved these two, this preparation. Turn the Ace is going better than he has in his last couple of preps. Look, he's probably stronger at the mile in my mind. Prioress just has that slight question mark, but on the evidence of the Opunake Cup, you'd think the big open spaces in a mile would really suit Prioress at the right weight. So I think they are both major players. Speed influence, and if that speed is really strong, that to the eye suggests that Prioress will get home really strongly at the mile, but the record's not quite there yet.
Yeah, it'd be a lovely story as well, wouldn't it, for Susie Gordon? If you like any of those Central District's chances, well, you'll be buoyed by this stat. CD have dominated the Winter Cup. 17 of the last 26 Winter Cups have been won by Central District's trainers. So potentially that's where we can look. And as you saw there through those replays, a couple of really nice chances. 2017, 18, 19, 23, 24, 25. It's been in recent times as well, hasn't it, for the Central Districts. Let's talk about the South Island horses, and we start with Belarus, who was successful in this. And I know the crucial thing with this horse is to jump out of the barriers, and if she can do that, well, she can be competitive.
Yeah, obviously she turns 8 this week as well, so she's seasoned, she's hard fit. Barrier 20 is going to be tough, especially if that track improves. For the run of Valar was really good. He starts from barrier 1 on Saturday, probably the favoured runner of the 2 Wilson trained runners.
I thought so. Lord Darcy did win this race in 2022, so it would be some feat to come back, 4 years later and win it again. I agree around Royal Valor, and the other thing about Royal Valor is dropping 5.5 kilograms out of this run. So Belarus drops 1 kilogram. The other horse who's dropping nicely is Lombardi. Who drops 6 out of this, and there's another pace influence. So I know you've been a fan of Royal Valor the whole way through, Bevan, one of your favourites. I thought a key chance here.
I suppose where he gets to on the map and how the track's playing is going to be key. He is a serious horse, and I think this has been the long-term plan. You see the weight that he's going to get on Saturday, carried 58.5 to get beaten there, gets down to the 53. I think he's the real improved horse on weights and measures. He's very good at the 1,600 metres, got a decent sort of record clearly at Riccarton as well. For me, he's right on the mix here. I think he is a decent sort of price for you. If he can get away from that gate and not get buried 4 or 5 back on the fence in the big field, but he's got to be a major player in what he's done in recent times.
Yeah, one that you need in your numbers, that is for sure. The other that you might need in your numbers is Sir Sterling. This horse is an ultra-consistent type, Leith, who just consistently delivers results. I don't think has missed the money once, and it's past 5. It's only missed the money once.
Ex-Northern horse used to be trained by Lauren Brennan as well. So you know what he's going to get. He never runs a bad race. No problem to step up to a mile either. Sam Collard on this week, senior rider, 55 kilos, well placed. Nice enough gate to sort of sit sort of in that top half of the field.
One thing though was Undisputed, but prior to this had been winning them in a row. Had gone and won 4 in a row, and that comes in 2.5 kilograms better than Sir Sterling. If I was going to be picking between the pair of them, then I think I'd be with Undisputed. Although this is clearly his biggest test, and he does need to step up. Yeah, a good meritorious win from Sir Sterling last time out though.
Yeah, I loved the win. I mean, I don't know about you lads, but I thought and I've spoken to Stephen Hunt about this, going back to 1200 metres, I thought they were going to try and sit Undisputed off the speed to then allow him to sit off the speed when stepping up to 1600 metres. Well, that clearly wasn't the plan, and he got beaten on that occasion, so he'll have to work from 18. He's got to step up to the mile. Look, he's a serious horse. He's done a lot this preparation and come a hell of a long way. Might be slightly against him on Saturday, in my opinion, but he's done enough to really sort of load himself into that New Zealand Cup carnival later on.
All right, let's talk selections when it comes to the Winter Cup, and Leith, we'll start with you.
Yeah, I was sort of tossing up him. Obviously, Bradman at the top there. Having his last race, Jim's won 6 races on it, so he keeps the ride as well. I'm going to give Platinum Diamond just one more chance. I'll just go back 4 starts ago where she was second at Rotorua in a Fillies and Mares race. She had the flashing light on that day, and since then she has been a little bit disappointed. Bruno gets back on, he knows her well. From barrier 6, if he's not giving them too much of a head start, with 53 kilos, I thought she's up to winning a race like this.
Yeah, wouldn't it be a great result for Bradman to go out on a winning note here? So, yeah, that's the sentimental pick. But I was just so taken by what I saw of Prioress last time out. I think the horse can improve off that run. I do take into account what Bevan was saying just about that distance query, but on what we saw at New Plymouth, I thought Prioress hard to beat.
I thought this was really difficult. I thought Bradman, and then I thought, well, look, Nashville's the last horse to win it with a big weight. He was a proper Group 1 horse. Prioress is a question at the mile. Look, you've got horses like Undisputed. I'm just worried about the 1600 metres. So I'm going outside the square. I feel like I'm cheating on Raw Villa. I'm going to put up Quinta Bell, who's third up this preparation. Drops back from the 62 kilos back to the 53 on Saturday, third up this preparation, loves the mile, loves the course, stays in that soft range. I think it loves it, and it's a blowout price for me in this year's Winter Cup.
Love it, Bevan. A little bit of value in the Winter Cup. That's what it's all about. Well, as we conclude our preview of the Winter Cup, we take you back to 2025, where Chase was successful for Stephen Nichols.
They're in the straight, and the leader Bradman stuck along the inside, 3 lengths clear from our Jamala. Who knows sees daylight now, and then came Chase, who's working home. Bradman the leader, but Who Knows is closing brilliantly down the middle. Chase and our Jamala behind. Bradman wobbles about from Who Knows. Chase is powerful on the inside. Chase burst through from Bradman, who won't go straight. Chase has gone to the lead from Bradman, and Who Knows. It's going to be the old boy. Chase wins the Winter Cup. Chase beats Who Knows, Bradman and our Jamala. CD 1, 2, 3, 4 in the Winter Cup.
Really good ride for Tina. This will mean a fair bit. This is her home here in Canterbury, and to win a Winter Cup with this horse, you could hear the jubilation from the trainer and the team involved with this horse. A brilliant performance to take it out.
I want tears, brother. This is amazing. My little daughter's here. This just doesn't get any better, honestly. This is phenomenal. Like, you can see her lead that in. Honestly, it breaks my heart. It's so amazing.
Yeah. This horse is pretty special to you too, right, Steve?
Oh, he's a gift from God. He really is. We came down Wednesday. We go to the beach, and my little girl gets to hop on and ride him back from the beach and stuff. And it's incredible. Honestly, I lost all this.
And I always want to win it, and I know I have the chance, so yeah, it is great. And it's great for them as well. They do a great job, and it's just so good to see them so happy.
From Bury the Cash. It's Dictation though. He's going all the way for Matt Gillies. Dictation will win the Sydenham.
There's always pressure, but I've been through it before, so yeah, it's nice to be on a good horse, and they do most of the work, so and he jumps well, so I don't really have to do much at all.
He's gone to the lead, Jesco, from a brave captain's run. West Coast trying for dear life, but on the flat, he's starting to draw away. You've got to be in awe of what this horse is doing.
Had this horse the whole way through, and it's been hard work, but we're getting the rewards, and it's just super. There's a massive crowd here. And
Jumps racing, such an integral part of this week at Riccarton, and there's some wonderful jumps racing coming your way across the 2 days, of course, of the Grand National Hurdle and Steeple. Let's talk through the first day, and we kick things off with the Sydenham Hurdle, which will obviously be a key component of day one. As you can see, it's sponsored by Avon City Ford, and you've got favouritism around Quid. However, Dictation not far behind, Billy Boy the Bambino in the single figures, as is Affordable. That's a look at the market. So what about the replays? We kick things off with Quid, who ran second in that Hawke's Bay Hurdle. That was in behind Happy Star. Talk us through this. Don't think he lost any admirers.
Look, I thought it was a really good run. Obviously, this is probably one of his target races as well. So, you know, Dummy Myers, when he takes his horses down south, he normally has a big fill-up, especially this time of the year, have the opening meeting down there.
Yeah.
He could win 5 or 6 races on Saturday. Look, I think the best thing about him, Happy Stars, he's not racing against him, so there's 1+ for him, and the best thing, he's got 65.5 kilos this week.
I like the way that the Bambino was closing off there as well. Obviously, there's a decent run from Dictation, who we saw winning this race in the past as well. So it is a key lead-up, and you just got to be respecting all of those. And it's just about these guys having a really good experience in the Sydenham ahead of the Grand National in 7 days' time. Bevan, what did you make of that race in particular?
I think the market's slightly wrong, lads, don't you? At 290, 550 between the Bambino and Quid, I thought they'd be much closer on the evidence of that performance where they went head-to-head. It is the form that I love. I think they both improve into next Saturday. I think the Bambino will be peaking, sort of been spruiking him as a big race winner for a period of time, and I think his timing is really coming together this week. So I'm expecting a massive run from both of them, but I did think they'd be quite a lot closer in the market.
The other replay probably worth looking at is that of Billy Boy, who was successful in that Wellington Hurdle. He loves Trentham, doesn't he, Billy Boy? And he's just a warhorse, the wetter the better. Yeah,
he certainly loves that real heavy sort of testing track, and he's probably not going to get that this week at Riccarton. I'm more leaning to him on the last day as well. Obviously, he's got the top weight. Willing to just sort of watch him go around this week, Bevan.
I agree, Leith, 100%. Look, he should never have won this race. He was under pressure down the back. But he just keeps on doing Billy Boy stuff. He's a lovely-looking big animal. And, look, he's not going overly quick there, I think everyone can see. But he'll plough through those really deep, dark tracks forever. So he'll be looking and praying for a bit of rain through next week as we get into next Saturday. And if he gets that, he'll be really competitive. But I think there's just a couple here with a little bit more leg speed on the prevailing track conditions on Saturday.
Geez, I'm going to disagree with you guys. I thought this was a horse to beat. You look at that form line, second horse, Rock Up Ralph, won last week. Third horse, Happy Stars, come out and won a Hawke's Bay Hurdles and beaten all the other key contenders in the race. And he's done it, the tough way. Yes, maybe he's looking for a wetter track, but he's had 6 hurdles, won 4 of them, 1 placing. He just doesn't run a bad race. And in the hands of Jo Rathbone, she knows how to get speed into these jumpers. I thought a key chance. I put him on top.
That's your top selection. What about for the rest of you, Leith? What have you got?
I'm going for Quid. The $2.90, a little bit on the slim side. But I just thought at the weights, Emily. I thought it's his race this Saturday.
I'll go with the Bambino. I'm just going to stick with the ship until next Saturday, no matter what happens. He'll be paying you a divvy. Just which one it is, I'm not sure.
Well, not many have been able to do the double, have they? The Sydenham into the Grand National Hurdle. Here's a look at the market for the Grand National Hurdle, which of course is a week later. Quid is sitting at the top there at $4. Billy Boy, you know, just Happy Star and Duke of Plumpton. They'll be seen next week in that Grand National Hurdle, and they certainly play a big part in this. Rock Up Ralph featuring there, but unsure whether he was going obviously off his last start win. So certainly a few nice names in the mix when it comes to that market.
Yeah, there's a few more to come. Obviously, Rock Up Ralph was good last time out, and Happy Star has won this race in the past as well. But yeah, I think this is a key lead-up, the Sydenham, and I wouldn't be surprised if we do see the Grand National winner come out of it. And you know, I think Billy Boy, Dictation, the Bambino, Quid, Tyker even, they're all key chances of maybe.
Would have been nice being on a Happy Start 12s.
It sure would. From the hurdles to the steeples, let's get you to the Coral Steeplechase. That's the other race that we look at here on the form this morning. Lord Spencer is the favourite at $3 ahead of Nedwin, Brucey and Captain's Run and Invisible Spirit. They're the top contenders through the pre-start market. Let's start with Lord Spencer. your favourite, and this is the Hawke's Bay Steeplechase, a horse in form with back-to-back steeple wins. He's been loving those bigger fences.
He has, and Lemmy Douglas, I'm presuming he's on. There's still no rider declared, but look, he's really loves this chases, and he's taken to it like a cat on. He just loves it. And 65 kilos, I thought he was probably the standout in the race this week.
Yeah, and he'd shown earlier on with his hurdles. His best hurdle runs were over the longer distances. So as the distances increase,
he's still got that turn of foot. The last sort of 200-300 metres. He's a green galloper.
Yeah, so he's got to be a key contender here. Obviously, the Hawke's Bay win was good, but this isn't just an open and shut case, though, Bevan, is it?
It just depends how tough it is on Saturday. Look, Brucey toughed it out at Trenton. That was a really big performance. Never looked back, was second in that race. Lord Spencer was too good on the next occasion for that same horse. Look, he's just been such a process in the making for JJ Rayner. Wonderful trainer, and now she's got this horse flying. This horse goes to the deep, dark places and does have enough leg speed on top of it. So, look, it's hard to go against Lord Spencer on his preparation, but Invisible Spirit, Nedwin's a really good horse. Captain's Run, you know what it can do at its peak. Is Duke and Plumpton actually making a trip down south? Has that been confirmed, lads? Because he's posed for the photo on a couple of occasions in recent times.
I honestly don't know. I don't know whether you've got any oil there, Leith, or not, but he's obviously still in the market there, so I'm never going to second guess that stable.
No, I think, we spoke to Hamish McNeil on Monday on Winter Wan, and they didn't think they were potentially going to go there, but obviously things can change in a week, so I guess that to be confirmed. Brucey was a name that Bevan mentioned just then, and that is another key replay that we just want to touch on. This was a faultless jumping performance in the Wellington Steeplechase and sets him up nicely.
Yeah, look, he's another one. He gets an awful nice rate, 65 kilos. Billy Marshall on as well. These the Connors, Myers, Nelson, McDougall, they travel horses so good, so definitely without a chance.
Yeah, absolutely. I've got to say, I'm expecting better things from Ned Wynn as well. Yeah. He was terrific in winning the Waikato a couple of starts back. His record overall is sublime. So, he's won all the big hurdles, Waikato, Wellington, and great. Grand National. So, I just got to say I really like what he's doing. He was third in the National last year and behind Captain's Run. So, he'll be peaking for 10 days' time or 9 days' time anyhow. Bevan?
Yeah, age hasn't worried Nedwin really. I think the last two starts have been great. Brucey will run through a brick wall. So imagine winning your first steeplechase, and it's the Wellington steeplechase. That's just what Raymond Connors does, and he's got a really nice team, not just of jumpers but flat horses around him at the present moment. I think he'll be heading to next Saturday as a major player again, just with the run under the belt. Hasn't been seen since Trentham. So, Lord Spencer sort of stands out for me, and I'll be taking Lord Spencer as my top selection in the race. I actually think $3 is okay for him because he's a beautiful jumper. He's more than likely, touch wood, to stand up the whole way around and just going beautifully for JJ Rayner. Yeah,
I think he sort of picks himself this week as well, like 65 kilos. He's in great form, and I can definitely see him winning this week.
Yeah, I'm a big Nedwin fan. I thought he was a big danger, but I like you guys defaulted to Lord Spencer. One thing about Captain's Run, he was really good in running second in this last year before going on and winning the Grand National. He's just not coming into it in the same form as he was last year, but he's capable as well. But you like the boys on with Lord Spencer.
If you've got half an eye on that Grand National steeplechase, well, you might want to know how many horses have done the Coral Grand National double. We've got the stats for you. It's been completed 13 times by 11 horses during the current format. West Coast and DC7 have both done the double twice, and West Coast, of course, most recently in 2024. So some pretty good stats around that, and that's a perfect segue into the Grand National steeplechase market, where we see Lord Spencer at the $3.20 ahead of Nedwin and Captain's Run. Any thoughts on that Grand National steeplechase market, Aidan?
For me, I'd want to be waiting and seeing how this weekend goes. If we see a big run from Captain's Run, then he puts himself right in contention here. At the moment, Lord Spencer, I guess, is a worthy favourite, Lee.
Yeah, exactly. I'm happy to back him this week and back him again next week at threes. I'd be doubling up. I think he's set for the race, and I don't think the market's going to change too much after this Saturday.
Okay, let's move on to some of the undercard races at Riccarton. And the first one that we get to is that race number 3. It is for the 3-year-olds. There'll be just 3. As you can see, Doubtable sits at the top at 240 ahead of Spillet, Golden Upgrade, and you've got Beavertown Olay. Some interesting horses through this third on the card. And I guess as we break down the form, talk to us about horses that are standing out to you.
Yeah, I thought Spillet was really good first up. Obviously, race day experience is going to be a big plus. Bevan would know more than me, but I've seen the horse trial video. But Beavertown Olay, I thought he takes the eye a little bit, Sweens.
Yeah, he does. We highlighted him on the trials when he won. It was a really, really nice trial. Look, Single Jerry's a smart horse who won his last trial, and he sort of got hesitant, this horse, just in behind them. And once he got across heels and got back to the centre of the track, he made a lot of good ground. I think this is a horse that Harry's got a lot of his mates in as well, by Prasia. It's certainly trialled up really, really nicely, but there is a little bit of form in here around Anna's horse and also Terry Ray's horse. So, look, it's not going to be all his own way, and he will have to do things right, albeit down the chute there at Trentham, which I'm not sure he would have done before. So, talented horse, but he doesn't have it all his own way here, and that's indicated in the market.
Yeah, for me, I was just thinking that Doubtable was the right favourite here. It's also who's bringing winning form, the only winner in the race. And if you saw that Polly trial last week, yeah, it's pretty good. And just a horse who's ready to go. That was against the older horses too. That was that
and you know, Terry Ray, the horses are so professional as well.
What about your best for this race?
I'm going to go Beavertown Olay. I just like what I saw its last couple of trials. It's a big improver. Look, I'm happy to be on sort of each way at sort of $6.50. Barrier 9, probably going to get back a fair bit, but it'll be hitting the line late.
Plenty to watch in that 3-year-old contest. Let's now move to race number 8. This is a rating 75, and it is the next race that we preview here on the form today. And as you can see, he's Luce's heads-up proceedings, Shawshank, Wire Rope, Belzoni in the single figures alongside Canasta and Vivacious. They're the top chances in the rating 75. Let's break down the form for you, and I guess good starting point, Leith, is around. He's Lucid, a last start winner that was fresh over the 14.
Yeah, look, he's always shown so much, this horse, and obviously he was really good last start. Barrier 9, he's got to carry the full 60 kilos though, but I probably just got him on top. A few other chances in the race. I thought probably Wire Rope, he's probably some chance from the CD as well.
Yeah, he's Lucid. It just seemed to be a setup, didn't it? Kevin Myers for Lisa Allpress. I know they've had a long association, and he got her away, you know, for the first ride back as a winner, and did it really well, did it comprehensively. And you just wonder whether this could be a setup for Lily Sutherland just to get the ball rolling again for her. I'm just not too sure. But Shawshank was good last time out, has now won 2 in a row, and I see Ashley Strawbridge down to claim the 3, so that takes the weight down to 56.5. So yeah, I didn't think there was much between the two at the top, actually, Bevan.
I agree. He's a good horse. He's a black type winner here at Riccarton, isn't he? But he's pretty untrustworthy at times. He was massive last start. He had them covered a long way up. This is stronger, make no doubt about that. He's got to carry the top weight. And look, one of the owners, Douglas Duncan, he loves a trip to the National Carnival like me and I know. So there was no doubt this horse was getting there. Therefore, I'm going with Shawshank. I think that one gate, I think he's got the speed map to be very, very tough to beat. And I think a real talented horse going forward, even at 7 years of age, is really starting to hit its peak. So I was Shawshank on top.
Yeah, I'm off for Douglas Duncan owned. He's Lucid. They'll be down there early. They'll be spending a few days in there to sort of settle in. And look, he's got 60 kilos, but I think he can win this week.
Yeah, what's not to love about settling in for a Riccarton carnival like this? I was the same. I was with He's Lucid. Thought I could go back to back.
Let's go to the last race of the day, the 10th on the card at Riccarton, and take a look at some of the market contenders. Balance of Power in a very open race. Coney Island, Boomtown Boy and Power of Persuasion. We'll break down the form for you. I guess we can start with Balance of Power in an open contest, a 4th last time, but gosh, there's not much separating any of these in terms of what they bring.
No, obviously Balance of Power gets Hayley Hessman on the Tiaka trained horse, gets that weight down to 56.5, and I thought probably good each way value at the $6 price.
Yeah, obviously there's plenty bringing good northern form out of this as well. So yeah, it's a good competitive race, but I'm looking for a horse who's proven himself on rating 75 company in the past, and there's a few who have already done that, Bevan.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Balance. Power, just trying to get a bit of info out of Floor Mormon as she walked past. Yeah, I'll go with Balance of Power, but I'll be backing Possess in the race as well. But Balance of Power on top for me.
Yeah, the track's still playing even on the inside there. Barrier 2, Haley on, gets down to 56.5. I'm on Balance of Power as well.
Geez, I hope we get the oil shared. It sounded like it was some pretty good oil that Sweens was getting there. Take his mind off our show. Anyhow, I was going with Enterprise Gem at a big price of $26. Wide barrier draw, but won in this grade 2 starts back at Ashburton. I thought the last start run was okay. Amber Riddell with a sweeping run at the end. I thought the price was attractive. Bevan, I'm not too sure. Can you share the oil? Is there a hot tip for us?
Hey, just wait to the end of the show. Hey, Rod, wait to the end of the show. We've got one for people at home. I think it's at a decent price too. Yeah,
Okay.
You were the tipping genius last week. We'll try and turn it around on you.
It's a patient man's game, isn't it? One Bevan Sweeney making us all wait. All right, let's go to the best of the rest on the undercard there at Riccarton. We'll go around the table. Leith?
I'm going to go Kevin Myers in race 1. I think if you're winning the first race of the season, Billy, $3.50 hurdle race. Doesn't have to improve too much to be winning the first on Saturday.
I was really taken by what we saw of Back the Ace last time out. Just put a space in them. I just thought beautifully placed here to continue that winning form. It was some sort of win last time out, and this doesn't look much harder.
I agree with this. I think Kevin Myers could win a handful on Saturday. I'm going to go with Valley King, who went down there before going to Australia to the Carnival and put away a couple of really nice fields by big sort of margins. I think he's getting somewhere back to his best. He was good in his last 2 starts. So I'll go with Valley King, but he is an old fave.
We'll stick with the selections theme because it's now time for our Blackbookers. Over the past week, we've cast our eye over a number of races and maybe established a horse that perhaps you can follow heading forward. Leith, kick things off.
I'm going to take you back to Tiaro last week, Emily. Litchove, Nick Kneebone trained runner, was having his first start, and look, the horse fought on for second on a really sort of testing heavy track. First up and over race, and doesn't have to improve too much to be winning at Rotorua on the 12th of this month.
Okay, nice performance too, wasn't it? You just want to point it out for us a little bit, Lee?
Yeah, there in the blue hat, green colours, Rod?
I thought this horse, the perfect one, was terrific when those in running, I know the leader dropped out, but 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th in running have run 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th. The perfect one with the quickest closing sectionals. And I wonder whether they are looking at the sprint final at Awapuni. I'd imagine that would be a very nice fit for 75,000.
I'm going to take you to Whaley to highlight my Black Booker. This is a malleable for Ralph Manning. Now, Hollowback Girl wins this race. I think she's a talented horse, and look, they're forever in front of the 3rd horse in this particular race. I think it was a horse called Jasper who could pick up a race at short notice, but malleable. The last 2 starts have suggested if it gets on a wet track, next up 2,000 metres, it'll be really tough to beat.
I've taken you to Te Aroha on Sunday, and this was a horse called Paper Romance, who's, like your race, just had the 4 starts to date, and they've all been pretty good. And since it's got to the 2,000 metres, has posted a nice couple of placings. You're not going to have to wait long for this horse to run again, because it's going to be at its home track, Ruakaka, for Amy Black on Saturday. And I think if it can run well again, it's going to be fit, and no doubt that maiden victory isn't too far away. Well, that's it for us here on The Form. We'll be back shortly to get you into Ruakaka. We'll preview all the action from the north.
Look, I think well written, just the sort of the journey she took us all on, and you know, she sort of, you know, she really lifted the stable to the next level. We had a great campaign. She went unbeaten narrowly in the last in the Kiwi, but yeah, I think she was a real highlight for all of us.
I think Hinikaha winning the Calours at Te Rapa and probably, yeah, getting black type with her and Mary Shan are 2 things that stick out.
Yeah, probably Tuxedo's winning that the Aotearoa Classic on Karaka Million Night. You know, big day for everybody there, and the boys, of course, all dressed up to impress, and we had a great day. So fantastic event, and it's the pinnacle of New Zealand racing now, isn't it?
Probably definitely Santa Catalina and the Queen Elizabeth. She was coming up for a win like that, and it was good to see her get a nice win, and it'd be nice to see her do it again next season.
I think
think we have to take you to Piers running the King Charles, over in Sydney. That was a massive highlight for Dad and I, just to see him sort of over there and competing against the best of the best and not being far off him. That's definitely a highlight that, to be fair, we'll remember for sort of our whole career, really.
Obviously the highlight was Legato winning those 2 Group 1s, the Herbie Dyke and the Bone Crusher. Definitely a highlight. I mean, a lot of people have written her off earlier in the season, and to come back and win those 2 Group 1s was just fantastic.
Definitely have to be down at Riccarton, Quinella and the guineas down there, especially with the day. 1 minute we had hail, 1 minute we weren't racing, then it's all on. It was just a bizarre situation, and to do it for the 2nd year in a row was pretty special, and we had some really cool owners over here that had never experienced any kind of weather like it. So definitely the highlight would be the guineas.
I think Manawatu Size Day, obviously a Manawatu boy growing up, so it's always good to obviously go down the line and win that race. And on the same day we had Belle Chevelle, who we'd turned around from the Kiwi up to the Vinery Stakes Day. So to win those 2 Group 1s on that day was pretty special for the team here in New Zealand.
Probably a couple, Aidan, like Waitek's achievements, winning a couple of Group 1s, and then obviously I hope he wins, winning the Oaks there. Team was very pleased and proud of both horses' achievements, and it was certainly a satisfying season for us.
There's a few, especially with Lollapalooza winning the Gold Trail, running 2nd in the 1,000 Guineas, and running a very credible 5th in the slot race. So yeah, very proud of her.
Some fabulous moments across a wonderful season. Great to recap all of those. What stands out for you guys? Is there something at the top?
I think well ridden. Just the way she was placed by Stephen Marsh. Obviously there was a little bit of pressure going on the way. The Kiwi, she'd only just held on. I was lucky enough to watch the race with his dad Bruce, and it was pretty exciting. Like, you didn't know if she'd won, and then there was protests, and you knew that wasn't going to be overturned. But just think that whole situation, when you get a horse like her, and there's a fair bit of pressure on everyone involved. She put her hand up every time.
Yeah, wasn't she great? And she became a headline horse through the season, and she made those days. Karaka Millions Day was just another great meeting. Champions Day the same. So
everyone would have felt sick if you went away from that day and she did get beat. But that was definitely the highlight for me.
Yeah, and outside that, I think like Pam talking about New Zealand Cup Day, geez, it's bizarre. You just wouldn't see another day like that. And Waikato Day, with Legato getting, OP's 100th Group 1 winner, but also First 5 getting a Group 1 win at home. They're pretty cool moments.
I think probably the overall strength of our 3-year-old fillies, look, the 2 standout race performances were, for me, clearly well written when she just blew them off the racetrack and you just went, wow, did you see that? And also I hope he wins, who came from a mile off them and blew them off the racetrack. They're the 2 performances for the season that have made my hair stand up on my arm. So pretty excited with those 3-year-olds going forward into their 4-year-old season.
Yeah, let's hope we have an equally as exciting season for 26-27. Let's focus in on Ruakaka, the other domestic meeting on Saturday, and a nice field to a nice number of races to look at. Leith, we need track and weather conditions. What are we expecting?
Look, currently, Emily, the rail's out sort of that's 6 metres. Currently soft, but there is a little bit of rain on Friday, Emily, maybe 7 mils, and up to sort of 10 to 15 on Saturday. So the track might just be cutting out a little bit, but like you said, there's some nice fields, and fingers crossed that rain stays away.
Yeah, I don't think it will. Definitely a decent bit coming, but let's hope that the Saturday rain arrives maybe a bit later than planned.
Yeah, exactly right. We start with an open 1400 metre event. That'll be race number 3 on your card. And as you look through the market, obviously you've got Moneypenny at 3s, Iridescent in the mix there at 4s, and 6s for Spencer. They're the top 3 in what is assembled as a small field. If we take you back to the replays, Iridescent is the first one that we look at. Obviously beat home Moneypenny at Ruakaka a couple of weeks ago, and 1400 metre at that latest outing, and has won at 2 of its past 3.
Yeah, look, she's been unlucky in a few races as well, and obviously she's in the race 1 as well. By all accounts, Michelle Bradley's going to race in the race 3, the open handicap. Jasmine Force at 6 as well. So, look, she certainly doesn't have to improve too much on this win to be a winning chance again, Rod?
It surprises me that Moneypenny's favourite over Iridescent. You can see there, I know Moneypenny's coming back, but Iridescent's in a kilogram better. There was definitely an on-speed race, and they were 1-2 in running. They've won 1-2. So I just thought Iridescent was well capable of backing that up. Of the two, it just surprises me the price. Bevan, what do you make of that race?
Agree, absolutely agree. I think the price is the wrong way round. I think from that gate, Jasmine will be very, very positive. I don't see a lot of them taking her on, and she's pretty sharp actually. If you forgive, actually, I thought her last start performance was okay. So she got it right last time and won with a bit of authority. So thought it should be the other way around in the prices.
Let's take you to track work from here, and Sean Mackay with a couple of nice chances. Let's find out how they are.
Yeah, good. Spencer pulled up well from last start. I think the track was just a bit too puggy for him. Going up to Ruakaka, going the other way round is probably a question mark. He's only been Ellerslie once, but I think he was a little bit off that day. So galloped good this morning that way round. So I only can find out Saturday, see if he goes that way or not.
Yep. Obviously the big weight. Are you looking to combat that with a claim?
Yeah, we've got Tom Brigham on, and take the 4 off, and he's riding really good, and he should get on from well.
Yep. What about Santa Catalina? How's she coming up?
Yeah, she's coming up good. It's probably a bit too short for her distance, but we need to start off somewhere. We were going to trial her the same day, but we thought we might as well get the fitness into her and run her and then step her over ground next start.
Yep. How forward is she for this weekend?
She's had a few nice gallops. She's definitely fit enough. I just don't know if she'll be sharp enough, but if she can just jump, be midfield and just run on a little bit, we'll be happy.
Yeah, a couple of nice chances heading into that race. I've got to say, I thought Spencer wasn't the worst place. Sean talking about Tom Wigram's 4 kilogram claim. He's down to 3 now, so it's down to 59 kilograms. But I thought the run in the Opunaki Cup on deeper track than he really wants. So I thought it was very brave. And
I think he does want a wet track though, doesn't he?
Oh, do you reckon? I don't know.
He's got good Wellington form on heavy tracks.
To be fair, he's probably going to get that this weekend. It's gonna be down in that bottom end of the slow range, and you know he's won a Group 3 spring sprint on a good track. So yeah, I think he's a decent chance.
Does that mean he's your top pick in the race?
He goes on top for me as well. And I've got to say, I know what your pick here is, Leith, and I think that course record's all important. I thought it was probably one of the big dangers.
Yeah, I'm off one of the home track horses. It's sort of the track there, the home track horses with 2 to 3 lengths. And Illicit Dream, she hasn't won it 1,400 metres, but her form, she's had 9 starts on the track, never been out of the money. I'm willing with Rehan on 2 kilo off her back. She gets 54.5 kilos. I think if Rehan's positive, gets a lead, Spencer sits outside, they go slow. $8.50, I'm happy to play her in the race.
I'll stick with my Iridescent. I think pretty talented going forward. I think the map probably suits my eye, and certainly a horse that's well capable of winning in that grade at Ruakaka.
Let's move along to race number 6, and this one, of course, is that 15th of August Cambridge Stud Northland Breeders' Stakes, and this for the 3-year-olds. And you've got Walkin' in Memphis at the top here, ahead of She's No Saint, Arcadia Honourable. A nice field, especially in those top couple. How do we assess this one? She's No Saint is the first replay that we look at, and I guess you know with She's No Saint, there's a little bit of quality there.
Yeah, look, she's never got a bad race. She's been a little bit unlucky in a couple of runs as well. Negative for her barrier 10, but if that rain does come by race 6, it might be the perfect place, middle of the track. Home track advantage. She's well weighted at 55 kilos. She's rated 63 in the race, so I've got her on top. Walking in Memphis, look, obviously he's a good horse. He's had a trial to get fit as well, but I think She's No Saint. She's underrated.
Yeah, absolutely. She's got lots of strings to her bow. She can get forward. You know, she's got that home track advantage. But she's, you know, when you're winning at Ellerslie and you're coming into a field which outside Walking in Memphis is all maidens, then she's really well placed in this as well. So, yeah, a big factor in this race too, Bevan, you'd think.
There's a leader-dominated race, and the relevant factor Leith brought up is being home at Ruakaka. The second horse, I think, is a serious horse, and I'll be watching with a bit of interest post its fresh out run. I thought it was a horse that really developed into this preparation. But, yeah, look, they've both got to be major players for sure.
Yeah, it looks that way, doesn't it? Speaking of major players, let's get you to Joe Walker for his comment on Walking in Memphis.
He's forward enough. I trialled the other day, put the blinkers on. Probably didn't quite have the desired effect, so they come off, but the horse is really well. His work's been good, and he doesn't take much to stay fit.
Yep. What do you make of the trial?
Yeah, it was okay. He probably went a touch hard with the blinkers on. Probably didn't relax like we know he can. We sort of thought they'd have the sort of the effect to sort of sharpen him up, but yeah, it wasn't to be on this occasion, and he may well need them in the future, especially when he's fitting up and going. But as I say, they come off, and yeah, the trial was solid, and it was a competitive enough heat.
Just one of a couple of winners in the race. It looks like a really nice kick-off point for the spring. What are you wanting to see from him this weekend?
Yeah, and 1100 might be on the sharper side, but yeah, would love to see him kick off in nice fashion. I think if he can get some cover and he'll be hitting the line strong, and if he's good enough to get over the top, that'd be great. But we certainly just want to see him, hitting that line hard.
One of a number of chances in the race is walking in Memphis. The next replay that we get you to is Honourable, who was second on debut at Matamata. One start for a placing. What do we take away from this? Yeah, look, he's been really good at the trials as well, and probably looks like the horse. It's probably maybe the leader in the race from Barrier 7. Look, he's trialled right-handed before. He rails well. Definitely top 3 play.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, from what both of you are saying, this is a really nice debut run.
Good form race too.
Yep, absolutely. And around a really nice trial. So it's got to be in the mix too for you, Bevan.
Yep, absolutely. He's a nice horse in the making. He's been around, is it TARDIS? He's got a lot of ability. I'm not sure TARDIS hasn't been sold offshore. I thought that was a really good performance on speed. Look, he'll be right on speed. I think he can find a kick. He was supposed to be down here on Saturday from memory, running around in the Ryder, wasn't he? And he's decided to go up north. So, look, if he jumps and puts himself in the race, he's going to be my top selection in a very even a race, to be fair. But, look, I thought there was 4 or 5 winning chances, so I thought you pick your poison, and I just quite like the price around that horse, especially with the way the speed map works out in my mind.
Yeah, look, I think it's a good stepping stone for the horses in 2 weeks' time, the Cambridge breeders. Walking in Memphis, I've got no doubt he's a proper horse. Just 1100 metres this week, I think it's a bit short. Sort of Hawke's Bay Guineas, I think, would be his main go. Just got She's No Saint. I think the home track advantage, if that track is cutting up on the inside, probably a little bit overs in the race, I thought.
I'm going to go for the horse who I made my trialist of the week last week, and there is a bit of bias because I do have a little share in her. But Arcadia, the trial was just superb. She was trialling as a 2-year-old in an open heat against Media World, who's a $5.50 chance in the first Group 1 of the season. The 4th horse home was La Dorada, who's a Group 1 winner, and she's beaten them as a maiden 2-year-old filly. Her very first trial last preparation, Opie Blossom got on and got off and said, "This is a proper horse."
And she opened at $15. Now $5.50, Rod.
I do not believe for a second that $15 was available, but I think she's a massive chance.
Okay, heard it here first. All the juice. Let's get you to a best of the rest, and with some deep races, interested to hear what you all have. Leith, we'll start with you.
I'm going to take you to race 2 in Maidena. Out of Nicoletta, this horse is by Wooden Bassett. Look, she's having her first start, Indian Ink. Like what I saw last start at the trials at Te Awamutu, she's going to get back a fair way off them, but with 54 kilos on her back, she will be hitting the line late.
I go to the last of the day and look at Sweet But Psycho, who's gone 5, 4, 3, 2. So the logical progression as a winner. Was a terrific run last time out. Just didn't get all the best of luck from 3-back defence, but she's beautifully placed here. I'd be surprised if she's not really competitive. Bevan?
Oh, well, Leith's back, so it'd be rude not to go head-to-head. I've gone with Boomstruck. I think this horse showed enough in its first preparation, fresh up into Saturday. I think it can run a decent sort of race. Might be a bit of a same race multi-play for me and Leith to get us underway for the new season.
Well, that's it for Ruakaka. The preview done and dusted. We need to focus on the trials. Always winners to be found out of the trials around New Zealand. And our trial files, Leith, will start with you.
Yeah, I'm going to take you to Avondale. Look, Media World, ex-Peter Snowden trained runner, the Yulong Entire, 4-year-old Entire by Ridden Tycoon. Look, you go through this horse's form and look, Ming didn't see it. The winner was Autumn Glow.
Nice to
be watching. It was well beaten, but
that's Arcadia on the inside too.
Oh, Arcadia on the inside. Look, this horse has run some really good races. He's been just behind Private Eye. He's a 4-year-old horse. I know he's coming to New Zealand. He's going to find it a fair bit easier, but in the Foxbridge, he's $5.50. I think probably short enough, but his first race in New Zealand, he could come out and really go bang.
because there was no trials in my part of the world, I sort of watched all these trials with the sound off, just trying to pick one by eye, and I came up with this horse, Deep Pursuit. My word, it tried up well, and then I looked it up and found out that it's a 7-year-old that's been up to Hong Kong and hasn't done too much in recent sort of racing, but if it runs up to how it's trialled and the time it ran on this occasion, Deep Pursuit, it was heck cantering in good time at Evandale. So hey, I'll be following it into wherever it does start, because you don't see them trial up like that and not perform race day.
Exactly, lovely trial. I'm going to just pay homage to our host actually with my one. Going to the Cambridge Jumps trials, where we saw a horse called Murphy win by several lengths. It goes around to the first at Riccarton on Saturday at $15, and I reckon, knowing that you were you flatmates with Sophie Rorting for a little while, I reckon this could even be named after you, Emily.
Wow, I think that sums me up, doesn't it? Jumping trials at Cambridge, that's about my go. That's about my athletic ability. Awesome stuff. I appreciate the nod, Aidan, much appreciated. Let's get you to a continuation of our bank builders. We want to build the bank. We want to get you some money ahead of the weekend of racing. And Leith, what are we building our bank with?
I'm going to take you to Oteki today, Bevan Sweeney country. Look, my dad's got a horse in race 7, my Ferrari, and Ontec O claims 4 kilos. Chad Ormsby is apprentice. Look, I watched him ride on yesterday on the poly, and he's really improved.
Yep.
I'm happy to have him on. He sounds like sort of 55 kilos, and my Ferrari could be building your bank $4.80 today.
Pretty impressive last time out. What does Dad say?
Dad's always pretty confident it'll be fit, and hopefully it rains by that time of the day.
Yeah, well, one Innes is training, the other one's tipping it, so we like that. I've gone for Durrani in the first. I thought the run last time out was terrific, closing the quickest last 6 and 400. Second quickest last 800. It was against the leader's advantage, and that was in behind Iridescence. We talked about Iridescent being a contender in the open handicap. This horse is coming in 5 kilograms better than Iridescent if it runs in this race. So I just thought Durrani was a really nice play there with Sienna Brown to ride.
Oh, it's great to have you back, Leith. I've missed you. I've absolutely missed you. I'm going with Crixus.
How would you pronounce his name, Swanks?
On the program. Hey, luckily I've got a lovely little man called TK who's from that part of the world, and he's told me about 8 times and I don't get it right. And I know you practice 8 times in the green room and still didn't even get anywhere near there. Crixus in race 1. I'm tipping a few of Kevin Myers' runners, and he's walked past and started shaking his head, so I'm starting to get worried, but I think he'll have a big day at Riccarton.
Well, hopefully we can make you some money through the bank builders. We're going to take a break, and in that break we're going to work on pronouncing Yunteko's name. We'll be back shortly.
You got it. 60 Waverley as well, Bevan. I was taken by what we saw from Brutiful Lass last time out.
Brutiful Lass getting to the lead from start on her. Brutiful Lass punch right out. Today she'll win. Brutiful Lass at 2 day.
I'll take you to Waverley, race number 7 on the program. Rain will help, and I think there is coming on Friday morning. Hollaback Girl for Shane Crawford, Amber Riddell.
So I got Hollaback Girl going to Waverley Friday. She's entered for Saturday as well at Tarapa. I think she'll be very hard to beat.
It's a 2-horse war, but the favourite is finding more. Hollaback Girl, the good thing of the day is going to be too good. Hollaback Girl beat Malleable.
We'll go Quando at Tarapa on Saturday.
Quando going for the winning hat-trick. It has a length on Swiss Prince, who is rallying back. Quando a neck to spear. Over on the inside, Swiss Prince, and Quando makes it the winning hat-trick. Quando beats Swiss Prince.
Hopefully you got involved in some of those winners across the weekend. Here's a recap of the winners that came your way. Obviously, we had Pip, Bevan and Aidan, and obviously Bevan and Aidan delivering the goods. Race form cover this week. Well, Bradman is your race form cover star, and he's looking to take out the Winter Cup. Can he do it in what is potentially a last race day starter? Pretty fitting, wouldn't it? And he's been in very good form of late. We need to get you to our trainers' tips and find out what they're liking around the country. Let's hear the latest from the track.
take 2. I'll send you down to Otaki on Thursday and give you Chahu. He goes around in the 65-2-1. His work since his last one's been really good, so look, hopefully he can go a similar sort of race.
I've only got one runner, and it's Sculera at Whangarei. She's racing well, bit of luck, she'll be right in it.
We'll go to Ruakaka, 3-year-old 11, walking to Memphis.
I'm going to go Samurai Sword. I think he can run a place if he does everything right. Obviously waiting for draws to come out, but like, he's a horse that's got a bit of a future, and I think he's going in the right direction.
Quiet week for the team this week, but we've got one Ashoka in the 65-1300.
Los Santos at Ruakaka in the 65-13.
Well, the team's only got one runner, Sweet But Psycho, and she'll run really well. She's hitting the line pretty strongly in the last couple, so hopefully she can go one better.
Aidan will be happy with that. Sweet But Psycho for Andrew Scott. Here's a rundown of what everybody's liking across the trainers' tips. You got Briar Weatherly, Jim Collett, Joe Walker from Andrew Forsman's stable, Pam Gerard, Ryan Stacey from Tony Pike's stable, Sean Mackay and Andrew Scott. Well, from our trainers to the panel, let's find out what the team are liking in terms of their best bets. And Leith, kick us off.
I'm going to take to a race on Saturday, Columbus, the Les Briz train runner, owned by the Massara Bloodstock, this famous Autumn Glow colours. Jay McDonald on, barrier 6, $2.40 open into $2.20, a little bit short, but it should be winning race 3.
I'm going to stick with Andrew Scott. His confidence is good enough for Sweet But Psycho. That's good enough for me. Was second to Sabella last time out, so does need to turn the tables here, but I thought well capable, especially with something like a 3 kilogram swing at the weight. So hopefully Sweet But Psycho in the last at Ruakaka.
I've been boring myself with like $2.50, $3 shots in the last few weeks, so I'm going to go to double figures as my best bet on the weekend. Race 4, Riccarton. Mercy for Kevin Myers to be ridden by Floor Mormon. I think this horse has got really good ability. Tried up enormous betting home Procol Boy the other day. I think this horse can win on Saturday at $10.
And I'm going to take you to Ruakaka and Super Rosa, who's third up. Nice sense of timing, steps up in distance to the 1,600 metres and got home really nicely last time. Kenny Ray's good at preparing a horse, and I think third up, Super Rosa will be cherry ripe. That's the 7th at Ruakaka. Well, hopefully you've got all of the intel you need. Here's a breakdown of the best bets for the team. As you can see, Aidan Sweet But Psycho. For me, Super Rosa in race 7 at Ruakaka. Bevan's gone Mercy at Riccarton. Rosehill race 3, Columbus for Leith and Whale. Redback Bob Winton in race number 1. Well, that's it from us here on the form this morning. It's been great to have worked with all of you, and hopefully some winners to be found across the weekend. Enjoy the Winter Cup, the Grand National Week coming in from Riccarton.